What is evolution? Is it real? How did it happen? Who discovered this? We have always wondered how we have come to exist. Religion was one of the first to try and answer these complicated questions. More recently, science has begun to answer these questions through the theory of evolution. Most of us think that once Charles Darwin came up with the theory of evolution, that nothing has changed. This notion is completely wrong. One scientist who contributed greatly to the field of evolutionary biology was Stephen Jay Gould.
Oh, beauty. You're a good pitcher next year.
Be an announcer.
I guess everyone has certain people who play key roles in their own lives. Strikes me, see? For me, I think I'd single out my father, although he didn't have a whole lot of formal education in his own background, always wanted me to have an intellectual life. Secondly, Joe DiMaggio, the hero of my youth, taught me the thing that counts as excellence. And thirdly, when I got a little older, Charles Darwin.
Born in 1941 in Queens, New York, Stephen Jay Gould was brought into this world. A third-generation American, Stephen's grandfather arrived at Ellis Island in 1894 with just $1 in his pocket. A typical American story. Stephen began his formal education in the New York public schooling system. He then moved to Ohio, where he pursued his bachelor's degree in geology at Endicott College. By 1967, Stephen had finished up a doctoral program at Columbia University. Eventually, in 1982, Gould was appointed the chair of zoology at Harvard University, which he held for the rest of his life. The contributions that Stephen Jay Gould have made towards evolutionary biology have been astounding. Since the start of his career, he wrote 300 essays that were published in the magazine Natural History. One of the most notable contributions that Gould made towards the theory of evolution was his theory of punctuated equilibrium. Charles Darwin had originally thought that organisms evolved gradually over millions of years. However, Gould noted that the fossil record did not support this hypothesis, and that organisms generally go through quick periods of evolution, followed by longer periods of not changing.
I think a pervasive bias in Western thought to see change as slow, steady, accumulative, gradual, to see change as the essence of nature. There's another view, however, that stability and system and structure is more of the essence, and the change when it occurs is difficult, that systems absorb stress and try to maintain themselves, and that every once in a while the stress accumulates to a point where the system breaks and quickly reconstitutes in a new way, so that change is not always continuously accumulating, but is rare and episodic, and that systems tend to sit at stable points as much as they can. It's a different way of viewing the world.
Gould also played a key role in changing the way evolution is thought about. Previously, scientists thought that genetics was of primary importance when it came to evolution. Darwin even stated that we were like lumbering robots under the control of our genes. However, Gould emphasized a hierarchy when it came to evolution, and that evolution works on our genes, genomes, cell lineages, and especially the species as a whole. Gould also tried to emphasize the perception that evolution was moving towards some higher order level of perfection. Instead, Gould stressed that evolution happened through chance events, and that if evolution were to happen all over again, then chances are that humans wouldn't even exist. There are many impediments to Gould's ideas, the main impediment being the nature of his work, evolution. Throughout history, groups have twisted the science to fit their cause. One cause that Gould was particularly involved with was the twisting of the theory of evolution to support racial inequalities, or eugenics. Gould was involved in this battle from an early age, lecturing and writing papers against poorly done science. Another impediment to Gould's ideas were the different schools of thought within evolutionary biology. Many scientists were conservative Darwinians, believing that punctuated equilibrium could not happen. Acceptance of this idea were slow, and Gould had to use his charisma, rationality, and evidence-based thinking that he employed throughout much of his career.
Stephen Jay Gould is important to be taught in the classroom because of the monumental contributions he has made towards the theory of evolution. Without a proper education in the thought of Stephen Jay Gould, students would miss out on some of the finer intricacies of evolution. However, one of the most important reasons to learn about Gould in the classroom is because of his mastery of the history and nature of science. There are many videos available online that can be used in the classroom showing Gould beautifully describe the nature and history of science. In summary, Stephen Jay Gould was a revolutionary scientist and will be sorely missed by the scientific community and the world.